Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It is Tuesday, April 20th at 8 a.m. So yeah, welcome to my channel. My name is Savannah. This is my channel, Sewlivi. I am the owner and dyer behind Sewlivi Dyes Yarn. And I will have all of my social media links down below. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, check out my website, you can do that all down there and not have to worry about trying to search. So my channel is a crafty channel. I dabble in a lot of things, but my main craft at this moment is knitting. I was a pretty prolific cross stitcher last year and beyond, like 5 years, it's been 6 years since I started cross stitching like heavily. I did take quite a big break starting September 2020 just to focus on knitting. It's what I wanted to do more, so that's where I'm at in my life. In this video today, I will be showing you some half finishes, a fully finished crocheted item, a lot of knitting whips, and a little bit of haul, and a cross stitch piece. Yes. So that is what you will see here today. What did I want to say? Not too much, I guess. I don't typically talk about like life things unless it's big enough for me to remember. So I doubt I could ever vlog because not much goes on in my life. I don't want to say I discovered Bridgerton. I finally started Bridgerton yesterday. I don't know why I waited so long, but it's pretty good. I binged several episodes yesterday. Yeah, I don't know what took me so long. Maybe because I didn't want to get sucked into the rabbit hole. I know when I start watching a show, especially one where I can binge it, if I like it, I'm going to binge it and then nothing's going to happen. You know, I'm not going to get much else done in my life. I mean, I do knit. Oh, excuse me. I do knit while I watch shows, but I just feel like I don't get a lot done in my life. Okay, make sure to go lay down over there. My cat Orange joined me, and I don't want him laying on my stuff. Orange, can you lay right here? Cattail. Don't bonk it. He bonked it. Hi, cutie. All right, we'll go into... I will show you the fully finished crochet item first. I started this on Friday. Finished it Sunday? Yes, Sunday. It was quick, easy. Oh gosh, I forgot the name of the pattern, unfortunately. It is by One Dog Wolf, or One Wolf Dog. I will have everything down below that I talk about as well. He's gonna, okay, right there, buddy, right there. I will insert a picture from the pattern, and I will have everything linked down below that I talk about because I'm really good at forgetting things, especially if it's a super quick project. This is the same designer who did the Monstera leaf, designed the Monstera leaf that I crocheted and I believe I showed last week. I really like this. I've been wanting to have some type of macrame wall hanging type thing. This is beautiful and it was really quick. It's crocheted. So I used well, let me show you mine. So this is mine. I used I know it's probably blowing out, huh? I used a bulky weight yarn. So this is Knit Picks Brava Bulky Weight in the colorway Dublin. Since I have so much of this kind of yarn, because I did not make what I intended with that yarn. So yeah, it's really hard to show with it being open. It was really quick and easy to make. What else do I want to say about this? I forget. The hook size that I used for this, I can't remember exactly what I used. But the pattern does give you like a range to choose from per size of your yarn that you're going to use. So it was something up in whatever it was called for. It was a big one. So what else can I say about it? I love it. I have it hanging up over there. And it looks really nice on my wall. I think it'd be fun to make another one, but with hand spun yarn. That could be fun. So we'll see. Actually, let's put this somewhere a little bit safer. Just a little bit safe. Right there. Okay. The other two I have to show are half finishes. So people call them hose on, you know, knitting podcasts, but I can't figure out the acronym. Just half object. Like, to me, it's an F or HFO, half finished object. That's not hoe to me. So I don't know. I don't know where people are. It's a half finished object. So I have two of them. They're both socks. So I finally got one of my April socks done for the Rainbow Sock Chronicles knit along by So Sweet Violet and Lay Family Farm. This sock pattern is called Alvar, A-L-V-A-R, is by Fiona Alice. That's what hers looks like. So a lot of gripe with the pattern. I've talked about it in previous videos, but if you are new here, welcome. And I'll let you know real quick. The sizing is completely off on this pattern. I don't understand. So it is a little bit loose here for me. Which sucks. There are also things that I did not realize, because you can't, I didn't notice it in the pictures, but this patterning actually keeps going along the back of the foot or the leg. I said, hell no. I just did the front, which is fine with me. This is actually in Tarja. It was kind of a pain in the tush to have all those extra strands hanging from it. I did not go as tall as the pattern suggested. I just did tall enough to be required for, at least I'm hoping this is tall enough for the requirements for the knit along. No shorty socks were allowed. So I did, you know, it's more than a shorty, right? So yeah, yarn for this is my own Sewlivi dyes yarn. This is called Sunshower, and then the blue was an unnamed colorway I dyed. Neither are available anymore in my shop. This one might come back eventually, but I don't know. What else? So yeah, I guess that's it for now until I talk about the other sock that I started. Oh, you know what? Actually, there was something else. So on the sock, let's see if I can show you. Okay, so here's the sock. Oh, I can't see and show you at the same time. You see this little doohickey to the side? You're supposed to take the end of the yarn and do it says 3 chain stitches. And there's little instructions on how to do these chain stitches. But while trying to follow it, there's like no video, no nothing that I could find. I didn't like how it looked. So I said screw it and just weaved in the ends instead of doing anything. So yeah, I was so done with it. I mean, I only have a couple of days left in the month. I need to get the second sock done. So yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. The other half finished object is another sock, and this one is this cutie. Oh, that's just a piece of so this sock pattern is by Summerlee Designs. It's part of her Shorty Sock Collection pattern pack. This is called All the Frills. So it's got this cute little frilly cuff. It's a tall or ribbed cuff. I don't think I did actually as big as hers. I thought I did, but it doesn't look the same. And then I did a heel flap and gusset. And yeah, everything turned out really well. This yarn is something I wanted to experiment with. It was a sock blank that I put lollipops on, like Chemnitz did, and this is the result. And it's super cute. I really love it. So I need to get the second sock of this cast on and going so that I have something, to knit on in the car. Yep. Those are done. So let's go ahead and jump into whips. I'll show you that second sock for my April socks. I did get it cast on and started. I got the toe finished and started in to the foot. So it is a toe up. This one is a toe up. I'm not doing intarsia this time. I think I can get away with doing a duplicate stitch. Once I'm finished with the sock, I might even start the duplicate stitching a little bit earlier so that I'm not having to work all the way down. I don't think I have to like actually sew. I think it's more of a surface thing. I did practice a little, but now I can't even remember. Anyways, toes finished, got into the foot. This marker right here is the beginning of one of the intarsia rows. The longest one. So every time, I'm going to follow the pattern, but every time I get to adding a new one, I'm just going to put a stitch marker in right where I'm supposed to start the row of other color. So I know where to start it when I come back to do the duplicate stitch. So yeah, this is where I'm at. So it's a Turkish cast on, which I like the Turkish cast on. It's super easy to use. I just hate how wide this sock is. So I'm knitting everything I've knit. Oh well, this one is a. Oh, I'm not there this morning. I'm just not prepared. The sock was knit on a US 1 or a 2.25 millimeter. This one calls for a US 1 2.25 millimeter, but because there's only two sizes in this, the smallest size actually requires a 74 stitch around, which is way too big, even though I was hitting gauge and everything. And it says it's meant for a foot that is 8 1/4 inches in circumference, which it does not match up. Those numbers don't match for me. It's big. So I dropped it down to a US 0, which is a 2 millimeter, I believe. Yes. So I'm knitting these on a 0. Same 74 doohickey, only because I didn't know what I was doing. If I knew, I could still manage to do these stripes. Like I could have easily figured out the math to do 64. It's whatever. I don't care at this point. Let's just get it done, so that I don't fall behind on this little challenge that I wanted to do. So yeah. Next whip. I'm not sure if I showed this last week. Ooh, Snapple cakes. I was in the middle of a row. I need to be careful. And I was in the middle of a row, which sucks. Okay. The Radvent cardigan by Amber O'Brien. This is the left side, so the second side, but I'm almost done. I have split for the front and the back of the body. So yeah, I realized that I completely messed up on both sides, but I can't go back and fix the right side, which is over there now. I was miscounting on the, well, I didn't bring it down. There's a progress chart part of the pattern comes in two parts. You got the written portion, and then you have the, like, where you change the colors at, which was super helpful. And I was using that to mark as I go. Well, once you get to the body section, it clumps the rows together. So I was using a calculator to try to figure out how many rows it was instead of just, you know, counting it out myself. And come to find out, using a calculator was not correct. I was missing one row. So from the body on, so from this purple on, each section is one row short, and the same on that one. So I've got about, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 10 rows short. It's going to be 10 rows short along my back, and a couple, and the front. It's 10 rows short. So I was like, crap, that sucks. I am thinking about adding a little bit more to the darkest coloring. So if you are a returning viewer, you know a little bit about this yarn. So when I get to the darkest color, which is supposed to be the center bit, I might be adding extra rows onto this one, and I can still add extra rows onto the other. It's right there. That's why I'm pointing. Oh, it's over there. It's over there. Extra rows to the back of that before I graft them together. I have plenty of extra yarn in that color to do that, so I think that is what I will need to be doing. Yeah, great job, calculator. I thought I was being foolproof, like eliminating my mistake by using a calculator. I wasn't. I was actually making the mistake. And I only figured this out after contacting the designer. I really honestly thought there was just a discrepancy between the written bit and the progress chart for my size specifically. No, it's just my error. Just my error, because I can't count. So yeah. But I'm not going to focus on this too much at this moment. I have my other sweater. Where is it? I have my other sweater to go. So this yarn, if you are new, this yarn is from Monsoon Calamity. She is based in Canada. She makes 100% cotton stranded cakes of yarn. You can get them fingering weight, DK, I believe, worsted weight. And I think that's it. So the way the yarn is 4 strands of cotton that she gradients together. So it's one big cake that I got. This one's called Nova. And this is the interior of the cake. And all these colors move out to, like, there's a even darker one of this. So yeah. Super fun. I deconstructed the cake in order to knit this specific pattern. You don't necessarily have to do that with any other pattern that you're going to use. I have other ones back in my stash right here that I'm hoping to use at least this summer to make a summer tee, because this cotton is really nice. It's really nice for the summer months. Okay, last knitting whip is my test knit. The Wanderer Pullover by Tiff Nealon, or Tiff Hand Knits. So I've been working on this for a while. The test knit ends May 10th, so I just gotta finish up. This pattern's actually available. Oops, orange. This pattern is available on Ravelry as the old one. So this test knit that I'm doing is actually just an updated version. I believe the yarn weights have changed, sizing has changed, and she had increased the size range with this pattern. So it's got a beautiful herringbone neckband, herringbone cuffs, and an optional herringbone hem. That's the word. And it has a slip stitch texture on the body and just regular stockinette stitching on the sleeves. So I actually used my original yarn that I purchased for the original pattern. So the original pattern called for a DK weight. The new one calls for a worsted weight. I was pretty close to gauge, so I wasn't too worried about it. Plus my yarn is an alpaca blend. So I'm really going to rely on that blocking to grow. So my yarn is Knit Picks Special Reserve Arcadia in the DK weight, and I got the Condor Black. This is no longer available on their website, but it is incredibly soft. It is 60% fine merino, 25% baby alpaca, and 15% dongle tweed. And it's, like I said, it's really soft. I am using the called for needle size, which I believe is a 10.5 US. So last time I showed this, I was right here. I actually, it smells like lavender. I actually finished up the body, did the herringbone hem, and cast off the body. I am hoping blocking really does help with this hem. I did the required bind off for this, what was it, like the herringbone cast off, bind off? Sorry. Herringbone hem. Just the herringbone bind off, which is a little bit different, but it curls up. So I'm hoping blocking really does help that. And then I started on the first sleeve. So that's about 2 days worth of, well, not 2 full days, but 2 sessions of knitting on that sleeve. I need 16 inches, so this is very form-fitting on me. At the moment, like I said, I am going to rely on this alpaca to bloom a lot. So there's that. My herringbone collar, with my contrast cast on. I did the cast on in a contrasting color. This is the same colorway that I'm going to use for the cuffs. It is also it's a no-name yarn. A friend dyed for me, and I really like it, so I thought it'd go great for this. So you have just a couple more days. I just need to work on it. It's just slow going. Since these are 10.5 US, which is a 6.5 millimeter. Trying to slide these stitches up onto such a big needle is slow going. It's difficult to get them over that. So that's the only part that slows me down. Like, I wish I could get an incredibly small circumference needle in that size, but I don't think those exist. Like, could you get a 9-inch in a 10.5? Probably not. So that is that whip. Okay, we'll stick with yarn haul. Jen did come over and visit after my last video. We had a really great time. We spent a couple hours here just knitting and chit-chatting about different things. And she actually brought me a gift, which I did not expect. She did not have to, but she gave me 3 of her her yarns. Look at these pretties. She knows my colors. It's so strange how I haven't really knit with green, but I have a lot of green yarn. Maybe it's because I love it so much I'm hoarding it and don't want to use it. But she gave me, this one's Advent number 13. This beautiful browns and greens. Oh, so lovely. This one is Advent number 9. And this is a brown. This is so good. I should find like a 3-color shawl or something. And this one is Advent number 22. And these are so nice because these are the 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon. These are high twist. Super fun. So yeah, like these would make a really cute something. They're so soft. I love them. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate them. And then on Saturday, I made a quick impromptu trip over to my LNS because it was LNS day on Saturday. My LNS sent out an email, and if you brought that email in, you could get 10% off of your purchase. So I didn't really go with anything in mind. I took my daughter with me because she wanted to go, and we had a good time. I didn't spend too much time there, just because it was packed, and I didn't go with a plan, which is, I don't think I should go to the yarn store without a plan because I was struggling, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. So we got in there, it was a little packed, so we went off to the side, and I just saw, I saw the little stand with all the cocoa knits accessories, and I've always liked the look of the packaging for cocoa knits. So I got I know it was a little hard to see, it's the knitting row counter, because I heard and Andrea Mowry talking about this in one of her videos recently, and how much she loves it, and I was like, ooh, that's super fancy. The best part is it has a locking mechanism so that you can do your rows and then you can lock it, and if you put it in your bag, it's not going to change. So I really like this. It was not cheap for sure, but yeah, I haven't even used it yet. Maybe one day. Sorry, I like to keep it in the cute packaging. What else? Next, my yarn store got in some new brands, I guess, of yarn. One of them, or at least this one, was the only one that I didn't really recognize, was this. It's called Life in the Long Grass. And this is their zebra sock base, which is 100% superwash Highland Merino. And what's nice about it is it's ethically sourced yarn, recycled paper and packaging, colors inspired by nature, hand-dyed in our studio in the Irish countryside. So I was like, ooh, Irish yarn? Heck yeah. This wasn't cheap either. And I bought 4 skeins of it. And I'll tell you why I bought 4 skeins of it. Look at that. So this colorway is called Cactus Moonsoil. It wasn't even the initial one that I grabbed. I grabbed one called Moor, like M-O-O-R, which was a green colorway. It was gorgeous. Problem was, because it does not have nylon in it, I was worried about making socks, because I was going to grab one of these and one of the green ones and then be like, okay, socks, cool, easy peasy. But because it does not have nylon in it, I was nervous. So going back to saying not having a plan, that made it really difficult to figure out what the heck to buy. Do I buy just one, or should I buy like a sweater's quantity just in case? So I sat down at the table that they have there, and I went through my files of all the patterns that I have saved on my iCloud. Excuse me. And I went through just to double check to see, like, roughly how much yardage am I going to need for a typical sweater that I have in stash. And about 4 would do it for a couple of sweaters I have, like the patterns, I should say. 4 would do. I mean, these are 438 yards per 100 grams, which is not as much as I'm used to for fingering weight. But with nylon, usually you get more. But this is super pretty. So the zebra base means it's got this little black, it's not going to focus on it because it's my front-facing camera. It's got this barber pulling throughout. And what's really cool about this company, or at least what we had at the store, was if, ooh, this one has like orange bits in it. If you saw a color you liked, each colorway that they had available had 2 options. You could get a zebra base or the plain base. I didn't even look at the plain bases because I really like the way this looks. Maybe the plain one had nylon in it. I don't know, because I didn't even think to look at it. And that's fine. So yeah, I got 4 skeins of it. And I don't think I want to go back to the yarn store without a plan next time, because this was just difficult to make a decision. There is green in this, or at least it looks kind of green, so you know, that works for me. Yeah, Cactus Moon Soil. It's just really pretty. And then everybody got a freebie while supplies lasted, I should say, when checking out. So a little mini skein of yarn. I don't know what this is. There's no information at all. It's either a worsted or a bulky weight, I believe. But it is, I'm not entirely sure, because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 8 strands of yarn held together. So I'm not entirely sure. But I need to weigh this to see how much is there, because that could be fun. Also got a little sample of eucalyptus in the grapefruit pamplemousse scent. It's not gonna focus. Why do I even try? I've never tried eucalyptus. I've always just used soak, so this is gonna be fun. And then a cute little emery board with the yarn shop's logo on it. So my yarn shop is called You and Me, a yarn boutique. Yeah, so that was cute. Cute little freebies. And that was my weekend, I guess. All right, one last project to show you. This one's my cross stitch. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like when finished, because mine looks nothing like that at the moment. This is where I'm at. I had to move the Q-snap up last night, or at least the fabric up on the Q-snap, I should say. Yeah, I'm using Pattern Keeper for this. And it told me last night that I'm over 50%. I think I'm 55% complete with this. And that's just with the cross stitch bit, because from the picture that I showed, you can see that it's very heavily backstitched. Very heavily backstitched. But this is called Knitting Girl, and it is by Little Room in the Attic on Etsy. It's super pretty. So, like, I couldn't, when I was cross stitching on this last night, I couldn't really tell what was going on right here. Like, what the heck is this bit? But when I stepped back, you can see it's actually a bow. There's the other half. So it's a bow holding her hair up in this bun and her little bang bits or whatever. It's weird that she's got all that color in there, but I'm going to assume that it's bits of yarn. So her little body, she's knitting from this long strand of yarn that is going to be connected to a big sheep that is a bunch of these colors as well. So it's super cute. And I'm really enjoying cross-stitching this. I do want to get back to some of my older whips, but I think I'm just going to, work on what I'm comfortable, or what I'm interested in, I should say. At the moment, and I got some really good progress. I did about 460 stitches last night on this. because I had knit like a mad woman yesterday, so I wanted to give my hands a break in that motion and do a different type of craft. So yeah, super fun. And that's it, guys. That is all she wrote. This right here we'll talk about quickly. This yarn in this shawl is what got me into knitting again. I used to knit years ago. Yeah, over 10 years ago I was knitting. And then I kind of put it away when I left Korea. I stopped knitting. Life just got really not okay. So I stopped knitting. I was crocheting a little bit more, but then all crafts kind of just stopped. And then in 2019, when I first met Jen, she decided to learn how to knit. And I was like, ooh, that's so much fun. And then I went on Etsy and I found Game of Thrones yarn, which is what all these are. And then I wanted to find the perfect pattern because it was, let's see, this gray here in the middle was a full skein, and then every other one was a mini skein. So it was like it was a set, and it was all Game of Thrones, and I'll tell you a little bit more in a minute. But I wanted to find a pattern that was going to represent, you know, showcase these really well, at least, you know, that I could find. So I went on Ravelry, I believe it was on Ravelry, and I found this this pattern, and this pattern was actually a knit along called Your Roll is Coming or something like that. So it was really cool. Everybody's was going to be different because each section you actually rolled a die, and that told you what pattern you were going to use for that section. So everybody's was different. Granted, there was a yarn kit that you could buy for that pattern that I missed out on, which I was okay with. It wasn't my favorite. It was still Game of Thrones themed, but I preferred all of these instead. So this came from Dietastic on Etsy. I don't think she might be able to make them, but she doesn't have it listed, so you'd have to message her. The pattern started down here, and I do have a few mess ups from, you know, just trying to learn how to knit again, you know, getting the knowledge back. It started here with this little, the main color was just garter for so many rows, and then you'd roll the die and then pick, or, you know, match it up to the pattern, and then you'd so on and so forth. And then I just picked which colors I wanted where. This was fun. I really enjoy this shawl. It's really comfortable. So the main color, this gray color, this is called the Iron Throne. This one is, I can't remember the exact names for the yarn, but I'll tell you who it's for, if I can remember. Oh, yay, I can't remember. Oh, this one might be Cersei Lannister. This one's Tyrion Lannister. This one's Daenerys Targaryen. This one, which is hard to tell, this one is the Sansa Stark. This green one is Arya Stark. This brown one is Jon Snow. And then the white and blue one is the Night King. Like, there's fancy names for them. I can't even remember what they are anymore. And then I just repeated, you know, Cersei Lannister, Tyrion Lannister, Daenerys Targaryen. And then there's this little bit. Oh, so yeah, there's Sansa, Arya, Jon Snow, and the Night King before ending it. I really love Tyrion Lannister's colorway. So, what was it? I did get a straight stockinettes for Jon Snow, and then I was, you know, I kept rolling the die and getting different patterns, and I really wanted to see how this one looked in the stockinette, so I just said screw it and did it in stockinette instead of rolling the die. Yeah. I super love this. So this is what got me back into knitting in 2019. It's so pretty. I should make another one. Yeah, I did have more colors than I think was initially called for in this pattern. But I made it work and I love it very much. So yeah, that's it. Oh my goodness. Okay. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. What is happening? I guess nothing really is coming up in the month. So oh crap, I know it. Shop update. Quick shop update. My Advent went live last Friday. Yes, last Friday. My Advent went live. So I want to do an Advent this year. I want to dye up an Advent and give it to you guys. I'm pretty excited about it. I am a little bit nervous about it, if I'm going to be completely honest. Just logistics, you know, getting it done, being happy with it, making sure I have everything I want to put in these boxes for you guys. That's, you know, just all the work that it's going to entail. But I'm really looking forward to it. I have 4 options because I wanted to keep it budget friendly, but also like just so anyways, my Advent is called the Woodland Creatures Advent. It is based on all things you can find in the forest, and not just creatures, because I want to be able to add in some pops of color. So it's just everything you can find in the forest. So it'll be very neutral based. There's going to be no real fade because I have not dabbled in fading yet, but I have been thinking about it. So that might come to the shop as just regular yarn. So no fade. The 4 options. Number 1 is 24 minis plus 1 full skein of yarn. These minis are 20-gram minis. Everything will be fingering weight. Right now I have it listed as a 75-25 blend. You know, that's the superwash merino nylon. But the way that yarn stockists are right now, I'm debating if I'm going to have to change that base. Still fingering, but it might have to be like an 80-20 or something similar. We'll see. Like I said, we have time for right now. Option number 2 is 24 minis plus 1 full skein with an bonus add-on. So that's the highest one right there, the bonus add-on with the 24 minis and the full skein. That is the highest level. Then it would go down to the 24 minis and full skein. Then I have an option for 12 minis plus 1 full skein with add-on bonus, or 12 minis with a full skein. That is the lowest one available. So there's a range for everybody, because I experience FOMO like crazy. There is a Halloween Advent that Dragon Horde Yarns is doing, and it's based off the Dark Crystal. And I really want to get that, but because of the price point, it's just not feasible for me right now. So FOMO, I know. So I wanted to make sure that if you wanted to get an Advent this year, that there were options for those who need something a little bit more budget friendly. So yeah, you can go on my website. You can see the prices for all of these, and you know, figure out what you want to get. I'm going to leave it up until it's sold out. Right now I have about 10 listed. If more is needed, then I can always, you know. Also, if you live internationally, And if you can't check out via my like website, because I'm not entirely sure how the international stuff is, you can email me at sewlivi@gmail.com. You can email me and we can chit chat about it. And if you want to order, we can figure it out. I'm not opposed to that at all. So yeah, that is about it. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by and watching my video, seeing what I've been up to craft-wise. I'm really hoping to get this sweater done, my test sweater, maybe within the next well, I would like to get it done in the next week, but realistically, I probably won't. I really want to get it done though, because I really want to get working on summer knits. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and comment if you like. Subscribe if you like. Give me the thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm, I believe. That's what I hear other people say, so I don't know. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.